Hello my YouTube crew. We're out on a, come on then, walk on. We're out on a secret little ride. I should be doing my work and I'm not, because when it's this beautiful, I always think, do I want to lie on my deathbed saying, oh, I missed all those beautiful days because I was goodly writing my 150 words and my 450 words and my 1,000 words. No, I want to say I was out on that red mare looking at Scotland. Oh look, trees come down. I always love those beautiful shapes, but it's always sad to see one gone. We've had a lot of storms, you can see over there. So we've lost quite a few trees. Come on my darling, good girl. Where are we going? We go down this way. Look, can you see the snow on the hills? It's quite difficult to see. Yes, you're all right, walk on. I'm particularly pleased with this one today because I've been banging on lately about how she's reaching a new height of kind of wonderfulness and metaphysical gloriousness, and that she's on a different plane. Are we going in the tree? Okay, well done. Whoop. There we are. Yeah, find your own way down. I love going down this slope. I just let her go. She finds her best way. I lean right back in the saddle to balance her weight and let her use her neck. Some of my little ones have an instinct to grab onto their heads when they're going downhill. I think they feel that it's a safety thing. But I always say the horses need their necks to balance. So you've got to let them stretch that neck out. And then they can do anything. Yes, what was I talking about? Something absolutely fascinating. I'm very pleased with this one. Yes, I've been banging on and on about how she's reaching new crests and peak of wonderfulness and gloriousness. And I think it's maybe just you get to a stage with a horse where all those hours and hours and hours and days and days and days of just showing up really start to accumulate and turn into something huge. And maybe it's her age and she's just coming to that place where she really knows herself. But she just feels very special at the minute. And I can't quite tell whether that's a sea change, so something that will go on, or whether it's a blip. I don't know, whether she's just happy. Look at the sweet cyclist. And then she'll revert again. I feel it's quite a monumental, elemental change. That's why I use the word sea. I feel it's something to do with the elements. Anyway, the reason I tell you that is that what often happens to me is I will say something. I will start boasting about the red mare. I don't think of it as boasting, obviously, but it sort of is. And the magnificence and the peace and the sense of self and the serenity and all that stuff. And then the next day we'll have an absolute disaster. And that's what I'm used to. So when I got on today, and I haven't been on her for a week, I always say that. I said, oh, why haven't I? No, darling, we're not going home yet. No. And just go on and say hello to those nice people. I always say, oh, why haven't I ridden for a week? You know, I've got a horse in the field. And there's always a thing. It's weather, it's the wrong time. I've had a menopause insomnia and I feel like good for nothing. I've got 27 clients that day. I'm behind on my work. There's always a excuse, and I'm always saying to my writers, you know, you can always find 5 minutes in the day, however busy you are. And some of my writers are very busy indeed. So I wonder to myself, I can get her tacked up in 90 seconds. And there is a little route we do. We're doing a slightly longer version today, but there's a little route we do which literally takes 12 minutes. So I could always dig out 20 minutes, and sometimes I don't. And that's something I need to go and have a look at. I just go and hang out with her on the ground and said it's so easy. And maybe I do have some thoughts about that actually, and I think I might talk to you about them in another video. Yeah, shall we say hello to the lovely people? Oh, look at the lovely people. But anyway, for all those complex and complicated reasons, she's just been lounging around in the field, eating the new hay, and morning! Isn't it glorious?
Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely lovely.
Come on, Doodle, walk on. Good girl. Actually, we might go back through the big field. Should we do that? Do we feel ready for that? That was quite exciting. A lot of open grass for you. Yes. And only the other day, somebody who really does know quite a lot about horses said to me, she said, not only just in general terms, you know, you can't let horses go over the winter and then just expect to be able to put them out of the field and hop on and get them going. But she also said she works with horses, and she said she's got lots of clients who have to send their horses away over the winter because they don't have facilities where they are. So like us, we have lovely rides, you can see, but we don't have any arena or indoor school or anything like that, so we can't work the horses after dark, which here in the middle of the winter is about 3:30. And in the evenings, and also when it's frozen. Oh, you want to go home, do you? Okay, we won't go around the big field. I definitely let her make a few decisions, especially when she's been this good. I'm not going to force her up there just because I fancy going across the big field. The big field is through there. You can just see it. And it is rather magical, but we'll do that next time. Yeah, so apparently these clients, their horses get so restless if they're not being worked because, like us, they don't have the outdoor facilities or indoor facilities or any facilities, and so they send them away to special yards where they can get worked all through the winter. And I was absolutely fascinated by this. I genuinely didn't know people did that, but I suppose it does make sense if you think about it. And then I thought I thought, well, first of all, the red mare would be absolutely horrified if I sent her anywhere over the winter where she'd actually have to do some work. Wouldn't you, Noodle? Wouldn't like that at all. Second of all, I absolutely can pull her in out of the field, which is what I've just done after not. And it's not like I've been doing groundwork with her either. I've just been hanging out with her and, you know, chatting to her and admiring her on her new plane of marvellousness. And I am supposed to be working, so 90 seconds, saddle up, hop on. Oh, look, who's that? Who's that? There we go. We make room for them. Good girl. Yes, good girl. See how dry it's been? Look at that. That's normally grass. There we go. There's a very nice person. Very nice, kind person. Thank you. Hi. There we go. Yeah, I tell you what I did do. I did what I call my pre-ride safety check. So if I'm very aware that I haven't ridden her for a bit and I haven't done any groundwork first, I will just take the reins over her head and I will walk her by the shed. So we'll do 3 steps forward, stop. Will she walk when I walk? Will she match my energy? Will she stop when I stop? Can she yield her hindquarters? Can she stand under her own control? Those are my pre-ride safety checks. If I can do all of those without even thinking about it, then I reckon we're good to go. Yeah. But yeah, so a lot of people would say in that situation, oh, she's a marvel, she's a 1 in a million. Oh no, look, darling, is that going to be a little bit slippy? That looks a bit slippy. Should we go? Yeah, let's not ruin it. Well, do you want to go that way? Because I think, oh, okay. All right, you're in charge. Are you sure? Just go very steady. That's it, and then we can get onto the grass. Good girl, clever girl. Good girl. There, you're all right. Oh my goodness, who's that with the trailer? And the rather flashy gold car. There we are, well done. Well done. yeah, so I do those pre-ride safety checks. I think that means we're good to go. She's in a good mental space. That means she's not looking around. She's not looking for monsters. She's very tuned into me. We're all connected. But I have to say, even though we've trained her to do this is not just naturally her temperament. I think there are horses who are unbelievably sanguine and who just really do see the world as a great place. I worked with a 4-year-old filly like that once. She came straight from Newmarket, and honestly, she was the easiest horse I've ever had to work with. She made me feel like Buck Brannaman, I always say that. It was actually really bad for me because I got really cocky about my own horsemanship. And anyway, she soon put me right, didn't you? Yes, you did. I do think there are horses like that. And then I think there are horses very much like humans, who for whatever reason, whether it's their character, whether it's their history, whether it's a bit of both, who just take the world to heart and find the world a little bit of a complicated place. And those are the ones that you have to really work with. Thank you. And that's quite funny. That lady must have been looking for a cut through, and the gate up at the top there is shut. Only the people who work on the estate round, you know, and there's a building yard, and there's lots and lots of different offices, and there's a bicycle shop, all scattered around here, and only they have the special buzzer thing, you know, to make the gate open. So that naughty lady was looking for a shortcut, and she had to make a U-turn and come back. I shouldn't laugh. It's terribly embarrassing when you do things like that. Why shouldn't she try? Anyway, sorry, I'm very rambly, aren't I? It's just so lovely talking to you, and I love bringing you on these rides because it's so beautiful, and I want to share it. Yes, those are the horses, the sensitive horses, the ones who get overstimulated, the ones who get overwhelmed, the ones who just feel stuff. Pretty much all my horses have been like that to a greater or lesser degree, except for this incredible 4-year-old filly. And I was training her for someone else, and so off she went. But I occasionally catch glimpses of her, and she still looks just as happy. No, she must be 7. But this one isn't like that. She isn't sanguine at all. If you give her what she needs, she will do this after a week off, and after storms and changes of weather and all the things that might unsettle a horse. But if you don't give her what she needs, she will do what she did when she first came to me, which is she will spook and rear and plunge. And she used to do this kind of spinning thing where she'd drop her shoulder and spin and do a half rear and a half plunge and a shimmy at the same time. I don't know how I sat that. So this, what you see here, the reason it's such a miracle to me is that A, we had to create it. I mean, I had to create myself. She was perfectly happy in her last yard, but that's because she was with probably the best horseman in England. It was when she came to me, she got this terrible shock because I just wasn't up to it. So we changed me. We did special work with her. We built her resilience. We built her ability to bring herself down. We enlarged her capacity to deal with stuff that she found difficult. You can actually do that, which is rather amazing. And we enlarged her emotional capacity generally. Now, she got a tiny fright the other day because I was scribbling up a crisp packet. She's having a jolly good look. Did someone knock the gatepost down? Oh, I know, and they didn't ask you. And the dead stones of Ozymandias. It's too awful. So you see, she had a jolly good look at that. It's not that she's just turned into an old yoke. She still sees things, she still minds about things, but she just has this sense of self. And that's what you can build. And it takes a long time, you know, it takes a time to build a great house. But What it means is that you don't have to send your horse away over the winter. You don't have to be that person. You don't have to worry when you've only got 15 minutes that you know you wouldn't be able to ride because you've got to do 20 minutes of lunging before you ride your horse. Right, now I'm just going to let her take me. You take me home now. Yeah, you take me home. Good girl. Anyway, this is ridiculously long. I don't think I've ever made a video this long. I've taken you on practically our whole ride. And if any of you are still with me, thank you. I really love it that you're still here. And I'm going to give you a code word. Will you put it in the comments? Just so I know if any of you still have the will to live. Just write, what should we do? I always used to do something from Scott Fitzgerald or Yeats or... yeah, just write Gatsby. I was thinking of the Great Gatsby today. If you made it this far. Anyway, here we are. Here is lovely Scotland. Here is Friday. Here's this magnificent horse who is not, you know, is everything I think she is. I haven't just been clicking my teeth writing all this stuff about how she's reached new levels of magnificence. She really has. To be this relaxed when she hasn't been out for this long. It might even be 8 days. Is extraordinary, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. That's it. We'll avoid that bit. Good. You take me home? You take me home. Thank you, everyone. You really are very wonderful. There we go.